Hello FlossTube Stitchers, Shelly here at Just Stitching, playing with my new toy. So many of you know that I'm used to stacking my iPad on boxes, and sometimes it's precariously balanced on something and I worry that it's going to fall. So I've been on the search for some kind of stand, and I was told at several of the normal places where you buy these types of technology products that there was no such thing for the iPad because it wasn't popular. But I think it was at Walmart that I found this. It's called a Flexi Mount Clip-On Tablet Grip, and I thought it looked perfect. No directions, absolutely no directions. So, of course, I don't want to break something, so I'm afraid of all the little levers and the clamps, and I'm not that strong. It's not like I'm really going to break the whole thing, but you know, you just are a little nervous when you're putting something together. And it's already fallen off the stand several times. Luckily, I've caught it before it fell like straight to the ground. So I'm not sure it's the best product. It wasn't super expensive. I think it was only $10. So maybe I should have held out for something better. But let's hope that it stays where it's supposed to and that the angle is okay and that I can maneuver around it without bouncing it around. So we'll see how this works. I wanted to start off with some stitchy kindness. One of the items I just received, and one I accidentally took home and forgot to bring it back to show it in the next video. So this was a little tatted flower design, I guess. And it's around one of those glass filler beads or glass gems or whatever they're called that go in a flower vase to hold your stems in place. And this was from Tara Benner. She actually brought it in person when she and her husband stopped here on their way to vacation. And it was several months ago, and I took it home and just kept forgetting to bring it back. So sorry, Tara. She was thanked, but I really intended on showing it. And she very nicely left on the two ends so that if I wanted to tie it to something, I could. So I think it's just perfect for all of my bee things. I'm going to put it somewhere with my bee collection. Maybe I'll tie it to something. So anyway, I just wanted to show you. It's so delicate. So that was lovely, and I very much appreciated that. And then the second item I got in my recent order from Rovaris, from Livia and Paola, and they sent a little Christmas gift with my order. And this is the box it came in. That's the name of the company, Antiche Fuseruole. I can't say that last sound as well as it sounds in Italian. They kind of have a way of putting the R and W together that we're not used to in English. But anyway, that's the box it came in. This is the information about the person who made it. And the last time I checked her website, it wasn't up yet, but she does have a Facebook page, so if you want to see other things that she does. And this is what I received. It's a little Santa. I'm trying to get him so you can see his face and his beard together, but the way the beads are moving. And it says Buon Natale on the first bead. So anyway, there's a name for these beads, and that's the Fuseruole. And I had to do some research and find out all about it because I do have pottery from different countries that I've collected, and I have white adjustable shelving in my living room, and I like to put out the things that I've gotten on various travels. And so I wanted to look up something about the pottery, and if you don't mind, I'm going to read you a little bit because it's very interesting. So, maiolica is a form of Italian pottery made of tin glazed earthenware that was popular from the 1400s to the 1600s. It can be distinguished by a white background that contrasts with the brilliant earth tone pigments painted onto it. The tin glaze is a chemical mixture that acts as a base for paint by fixing it to the surface, giving the pottery, first of all, its unique white background. Secondly, making the glaze less likely to run or blur when the piece is put in a kiln to be heated. And thirdly, preserves the colors incredibly well over time. It's very unique in that the brilliant color is still the same as it was hundreds of years before. This is not to be confused with majolica, which specifically describes 19th century ceramics made using the same techniques but primarily in England. So in Italian, there's an I there instead of the J. So if you see it spelled that way, then that would be the authentic Italian. It was developed during the Renaissance. The white glaze they used was an innovation introduced from Spain. And so word is on the internet that the name originated possibly from Majorca, which was the Spanish island port. It was the headquarters of trade between Italy and Spain, and so maybe they called it that because that's where it came from. The majority produced during that time was intended for practical use. So you'll see in museums and things, well, it's actually still produced, but you'll see tableware such as plates, bowls, jugs, vases, herb jars to hold your herbs and medicines. Actually, they were called drug jars. Floor and ceiling tiles, ink wells, candlesticks, teapots, tobacco jars, and mirror frames. The person who made this scissor fob is from the area of Italy where this is very popular. So in the town of Deruta in the 1800s, there was a movement started to reestablish Deruta and other Umbrian towns to the forefront of design for this type of pottery and its production. In 1900, a ceramics museum was created to promote historical and cultural research. And then in 1903, the Communal School of Design was set up with the primary goal of training craftsmen in those traditional techniques. And for this reason, Deruta today is one of the leading exporters of Italian ceramics. Oh, I also wanted to mention that sometimes you'll see scenery like around the jars or on the plates. And if it depicts historical scenes or legendary themes, it's called istoriato, which means painted with stories. And I just thought that was a really cool name. During the Renaissance, a collection of this type of pottery signified affluence and good taste. It was considered to be the perfect gift for important occasions such as engagements, weddings, or births. So then getting down to what the actual bead is, it's called a Fuseruole, and it's a small ceramic object with a spherical shape and a small hole in the middle. Scholars believe they were used in textile art to balance the spindle during yarn making, keeping the thread tighter to achieve a more uniform result. They would be gifted to the bride along with the spindle, and then her name or her initials or a virtuous characteristic that you wanted to apply to her would be written on the bead. So it was a very, very personal gift, a token of love, if you will. And traditionally, these ceramic pearls, as they're also called, were used to embellish cushions, curtains, and table runners. So, and I just thought that was so fascinating. And this Annalisa is the president of Antiche Fuseruole, which is her company, and also the Academy of Deruta work. And in the year 2000, there was a competition for the typical Umbrian souvenir, and her company won. I'm just so happy with my little scissor fob or ornament or whatever I choose to use it for, and it was such a thoughtful gift and such a nice surprise. So wanted to share that with you. I'm wearing one of my favorite pins of all time. I got it at a craft show like 100 years ago, and it's made of flannel and strong buttons for the arms and legs, and I get asked about it all the time. I wish I had bought like a dozen at the time. Who knew I would still be wearing it all those years later and still enjoying it? And I could probably figure out how to make one myself, but I won't. So anyway, so you can tell it's December because I'm wearing my Santa. I found these on a card of 3, red, gold, and green, 3 pair, at Kohl's last year after Christmas, and I thought that would work for all the things that I have that don't have matching earrings to them. So anyway, it doesn't really feel like December because it's like in the upper 40s and low 50s, so it doesn't feel that Christmassy yet, but that's okay. We get more done when the weather's not bad. I know it's December, but I wanted to show you one last thing that I did for Thanksgiving. I just had to. The way it started is a customer bought a piece of fabric that was recommended by the designer for her design, and it turned out to be the wrong count listed on the pattern. So she brought it back, and I replaced it for her at no charge for the 40 count that she wanted. And I decided to keep the piece for myself. And it was meant for the Christmas one, but I used it for Thanksgiving. So it was for the Holiday Hoopla series from Brenda Gervais. And this is just, obviously just have it stuck in there so you can see. This frame we had in stock. And I thought, hey, those colors look good and it's kind of interesting. And so I think I'm going to put it in this. I added a few extra of those little designs. They're really subtle. I keep wondering if I should take them out and do them in a whiter color. Not white, but maybe like a 712 or something. I'm not sure, but I couldn't finish it before Thanksgiving because I was out of one of the colors. And then when it came in, I did my usual, I'm not feeling it, and I chose another color anyway. So I could have finished it, but I wanted to wait for the designer's choice to come in just so I could see. It probably has to do with the dye lot. Anyway, so this was Holiday Hoopla Thanksgiving, and I had a lot of fun stitching him. Don't we all like to stitch things during the season? So I have some news. The Kahana scissors are back in stock at the distributor. So my order is on its way. It has been paid for and it's on its way. So I have more of all of the colors and more of the magnetic spools. I know that for a lot of you it's too late because you've already thought of other things, or maybe you have to mail the gift and so you didn't want to wait for these to come in. But on the off chance that you would still like some or like them for yourself, or have a family or friend birthday coming up that you wanted to use them for, we'll be getting them back in stock in the next day or so. And then the other new product, some of these are brand new and some of them are just new to us, but I had to show you the Rivaris that came in my order. So this is Acorn on the checked fabric. This is Christmas. I love this. That's definitely on my list for next year. This is a brand new one called Gingerbread. And she includes the little embellishments when she can. This is Ho Ho Ho. I've Been Good. Noel. This is a Santa banner. Santa Stop Here. And Snow. 2 designs on there. That's also on my list because I love snowmen and snowflakes as a decorating theme. Then the other things we have are Lila's Studio. This is set 1 of the ornaments. This is set 2. They're so cute. I just love the style. You could actually put somebody's name or initials in those spots too if you didn't want to write out the word. Then Chessie Me had some new ones. Be Merry Pin Pillow. Peace and Goodwill Sampler. Stella's Sleigh Ride. I feel like there was a fourth one too. It was either out of stock or somebody bought it. I can't remember what. Homespun Elegance. Good Must I Be. This is her annual ornament that she designed specifically for her grandson, Avery. Jardin Privé has Esprit de Noël. Nikki's Creation, Flying Christmas. The last in the installment of Christmas Village from the Tiny Modernist. Tralala has Santa Claus. You know that's on my list because of the reindeer. Cricket Collection had two new ones. This has a mitten theme to it. Let's see, what is that one called? Over the River. Sophia's Scotties in the Snow Globe. And then Shannon Christine had two series. I think I forgot to show them last time. She has a pumpkin series, Pumpkin Patch, Pumpkin Truck, and Pumpkin House. And you can put those together in one design. And then she has the same thing in the gingerbread theme. There's House number 1. Any of them would be cute little pictures on their own as well. House number 2 and house number 3. And then the last thing I'm going to show you, you may have seen these before. They're not brand new, but I just got them back in, so I thought I would show you when I have all 5 of them in stock. They're the new Snow Globe series from Mill Hill, and the giveaway this week is going to be your choice of one of these 5 designs, so pay attention and tell me which one you would like. That's the Santa, the gingerbread house, the snowman, the toy shop, and the angel. And honestly, you could probably still stitch these by Christmas or get them on your tree sometime before the holidays are over. So all you have to do is tell me that. And then also, if you want to tell me if you have a theme for your tree, I don't always put up a tree. So when I do, I usually want to keep it up longer. And it's usually a snowman and snowflake theme. This year I'm putting everything on it. Because we haven't done that in a while, and we're putting it up a little earlier than we normally do. I answered somebody's YouTube message earlier, and I said, I have decorated our tree as late as December 26th. And that was the year that I think my brother came home for Christmas, but he came home late. And my older niece was really little at the time, like 3 or 4 or something. And so we let the 2 of them decorate the bottom branches of the tree. And it was so cute that I was really glad I had saved it to do as a family. Mostly it was procrastination. I think I was in school at the time and just didn't have time to get it done ahead of time. The tree was up and lit, but it didn't have any ornaments on it. So anyway, tell me if your tree has a theme. And don't forget to send me pictures of your Christmas decorating. It could be your house, the outside, the inside, the tree, or pictures, framed pictures, or other little table items, easels, anything else you want to show me, as many pictures as you want. And thank you so much to the people who have done that already. I'm working on a little video to show off your decorating skills. And I guess that's it for today. The next video will be the show and share from our Christmas fun night. So I look forward to doing that. Thanks and have a great week. Bye.